Alright guys, we're going to get started at wheat here shortly. We did a little test run about 2:30 and it was 23%. It is now 5:45, so we're going to go try it again. It's probably going to be either side of 20 and we'll probably just get started and just dry the wheat so we can get some stuff off. So I'm just grabbing couple things I need for the tractor, grain cart tractor, and get the iPad set up for field view for Joe. All right, we're in the field, off like a herd of turtles. I'm in the quad. It actually doesn't look that dumb with the grain cart behind it. So we'll see. I think Joe was gonna go. I'm not sure his game plans. We have two-way radios, but it's only really one-way communication. Because, watch this, I'll ask him something. See if he replies. Are you gonna go up that side or come back? That was a direct question. He'll probably answer it. Maybe not. Good thing we've done this for so many years. I kind of know what he's gonna do. But it's always a guessing game. Wheat's saying on the combine right now about 20%. So we'll start, it'll continue to dry here for the next couple hours or so. It'll probably get around down to 17. So that real wet stuff we did earlier, it'll be fine. We'll have more wheat drier than it, and it'll blend through. So, to me, it looks like he's on his way back to the back of the farm, and he didn't reply. So, let's go follow him. Well, he plugged her, I think. But again, you'll never know with Joe. So it's probably just trying to get stuff fed through. Got drive pushing it a little too much, but wheat looks really good. And yeah, he definitely plugged her. I'll have to go dig that out. We'll go give him a hand. Right, headlands are off and Joe's hands free. I'm just following him to the front because he's probably not gonna make it to the front. We got long fields and so he'll top me up. I'll go put this in the wagons and then we'll fill the buggy, and then I think what I'll have him do is I'll have him come with me and we'll take two people to unload the wagons the first time, just make sure we get the get the flow and everything. Make sure everything's set right going into the wet bin. And yeah, so straws busting up. If you were a baler guy, you'd be complaining because the straw's beat up, but for the most part it's pretty good. This wheat's standing well and yielding really well. Don't know till I've got her all on the scale and all tallied up, but so far, first impressions are pretty good on this wheat crop. Very pleased with it. Now, it's looked good all year, so that is as expected. So it'll be nice, a nice little pleasant surprise. Price sucks though, so can't do much about that. All I can do is control how I manage the crop, and as long as the weather goes in our favor, which I think it did for this year on the wheat, we'll be fine. We've got bins so we can store it and hopefully hold. I did have some marketed for a pretty good price in comparison to today's price. So we do have some sold, but we do have bins that we can store the rest, and hopefully we get a little rally in the price and we should be good. All right, we're gonna try unloading on the go, and then I'll get the drone up. And that way I got a little more time flying before he needs me with the grain cart. But we're just practicing right now, so I know where all my marks are because I'm used to driving with row crop tractor, and I've done it for so many years with the row crop tractor. I know exactly where I need to be. But here, this is pretty good. Turn the radio down so you guys can hear me better. Should really clean my windows. We're in second gear, just above idle. So, anyways, I'll stop up here where we unloaded on the go the first time, and we'll get some drone footage of Joe combining and get some pictures. I just got the drone up. A little shaky running the grain cart quad. But we'll get out and we'll check the windrow and see how he's doing for losses. So since we don't spread the straw, I don't need to check over here for losses. So what I like to do is I like to give the windrow a bit of a shake in case there's any in there. Then I just peel her back. Pull back the chaff. Give her a blow. And we've got one, two, three, 4, about 4 in the windrow. So that's pretty good. Over 30 feet. We're right under that bushel mark. I could say you can probably pick up ground speed and we'll put a little more out the back. Vice versa, but I think he said he doesn't have the horsepower to do it. Because the weed is pretty good, so I'm gonna see if I can get auto steer figured out on this thing and get a line, and then we'll see what we get up to. But I'll have to turn around and go catch him near the front. Had some help show up. He was gonna go ride for it in the combine, but I have other plans for him. He's gonna give me a hand. He's gonna give me a hand here at the elevator when we get the wagons emptied. Pretty slick ride. Not bad for a 2011. Note to self: 24% moisture wheat sucks. You guys seasick yet or what? Alright, got the first set unloaded. I got the fan on in the wet bin just to keep some air on that wheat, because I probably won't start the dryer till tomorrow, or maybe Joe will start it. We both know how to run it, so when Dad was around, that was his job. He would set the dryer. He'd send us to the field to do all sorts of damage, and then he would draw loads and watch the dryer and manage the dryer. So when he passed, that was task to Joe and I to learn right on the spot. So first time drying wheat, so we'll see how we get along this year. All right, morning guys. It is July 19th. We're just getting ready to fire up the corn dryer. Quit last night around 9:30. Got about 72 ton of wet wheat that we need to start drying. So we're just finishing up getting the dryer put back together from when we finished corn and cleaned it all out and power washed it. And I just got to get the blower pipes for the air system all done and reconnected, and then we should be good to go. So we'll get that all hooked up. All right, I don't really know where I left off. It's probably been 5 hours since we last talked. Getting the dryer set up was not as easy as it has been in the past. So we've got up top, we've got spreaders. Dad put them in the bins, and with the wheat and how heavy it is, it doesn't go through our air system that fast. Being a little bit wetter, running the dryer slow, it wasn't spinning the spreaders like it should. So it wasn't filling the bin evenly. So I fought with that for the last little bit. Finally got enough weed in the bin floor that we just took the bolts off the spreader and let it hit the wheat, got it out, and now we're just filling the bins like 95% of most farmers. So it was kind of hard to set the dryer because I got sidetracked trying to make sure that thing was spinning around. And so anyways, it's been a day. I'll say that for sure. It has been a day. So anyways, come into the grading shack here, and I'm just nicely getting the dryer set. And then Joe and a neighbor got started combining. The wheat's 15 now, so it's 4 points drier than it was yesterday. So then I'll be able to speed the dryer up, or actually I'll probably end up having to cool the dryer down and speed it up so that I don't plug the air system. I probably still have some room on the air system to go, but anyways, it has been a brutal startup day, but that's always, you get the first 1,000 bushels dried, you're halfway there. So anyways, I made an adjustment. I know my cycle time roughly on the dryer, so I'll check it again here in 15-20 minutes and see where we're at. I don't know if we'll get that field done today. There's about 40 acres left, and he's about 7 acres an hour, so I don't know if we'll get it all done. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no rain, and we'll finish it up tomorrow and then maybe move to another piece. I do though want to get this wet bin, get all this wheat dried, because there is still some 19% wheat in the wet bin. So I don't really care if I over dry this 15 stuff, because I know in the bottom of that bin I got some wetter wheat. I think it's gonna, like, after it's cooled, it's right around 14. So I will have to run the fans a bit and move it, and hopefully I can get it right at 13 when I go to ship it out. So anyways, guys, let's go. I'll go check the dryer. I probably won't video anything because it's super loud, or if I do video something, I might do a voiceover and explain what's going on because it is loud around it. Okay, I'm just gonna do a moisture sample here on the wheat. I just got a simple moisture sensor, or meter, so I just have to weigh it. So I got my scaled 0. I gotta weigh 250 grams. I'm in Canada, so we use the metric system. For American followers, it's just a little over half a pound. There are testers out there that you don't have to weigh, you just pour them in the top. But so this is hot off the dryer, so I'm probably gonna get an out of temp air. But I like to know what the temp is, because that's how I dry. I know if the wheat say 60 degrees, last night it's like 67, 70 degrees in the wet bin. It could have gone up a bit or whatever, but anyways, I like to know, you know, every 5 degrees I raise it Fahrenheit, I take a point of moisture out. So if I'm dumping at 105 degrees Fahrenheit and it was 70, that's 35, that's 7 points of removal. So at 19 should be right around that 12% once it's cooled. So the grain temp is higher than 50 degrees, so we got to cool it. So I got a little cooling fan, kind of mimic the bin. So when you're conditioning grain or drying grain, you dump it hot, and as it cools, it releases more moisture. So I like to dump it hot around 14.5, 15, and then by the time it's cooled, it's rated at that 13. So to kind of mimic that, I've got a little wall fan here. Let that run for 5 or 10 minutes and see what our moisture is. Imagine Sean will be up here shortly with the buggy. we'll maybe get some footage of him unloading. We fired up the old grain truck. So I've only got reverse, low, and third and fourth. And you're wondering why? Yours truly is the reason why. I was learning how to drive truck last year and I took out the transmission. But in all fairness, it was on its way out anyways, and I didn't do it any favors. All right, just on the wagon here, I'm waiting for Sean to come fill the truck up. We were short-sighted in our, when we put up the leg in the pit, we were a little short-sighted in how to dry grain and fill the 1 bins with our air system. We got to make some sort of like a tunnel or something to run the air pipe under, and then we could receive and dry at the same time. It was on the list of things to get done before wheat, and sure enough, true to our form, we're still doing it. But mark my words, we've got video evidence, it will be ready to receive and dry corn at the same time when we're going to our GSI bins. So this is our wheat, soft red wheat. This stuff's about 15%. Looking at the sample, see that kind of that white shriveled one. There's a little bit there, but nothing to be concerned about. Nice big kernels. So happy with the yields so far. And yeah, so we got, I think he's got just a little over 40 acres now, so we're down to 30. And we probably got 3 hours of combining left. We'll see how the dew comes in. If it doesn't really come in that bad, we might push it and try and get done tonight. And we'll just see. We might run out of storage. I don't know. It's running about 3.5 ton wet. So at 30 acres left, there's 90 ton left. And that bin there's 150 ton. And there's probably 50 ton in it. So if we keep drying or whatever, we might have it that we can get everything on wheels at some point today. So anyways, I'll cut this clip here. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, morning. It's the next day. It's the 20th of July. We got a little bit of rain last night. I don't know how much. It didn't register in the gauge, but so we probably won't be starting wheat till, if the sun would come out, we could get it drying, but I don't know if the sun will come out. Dryer worked away all night, so we shouldn't have too much left in the wet bin. I want to get the wet bin completely emptied, so I get all that 19-20% wheat that we did on Friday out of it, and then we'll shut it down, and then we'll unload the wagons when we get back combine. I don't know if we'll get going today or not. Still early in the day, about 9 o'clock. Sun's supposed to come out around lunchtime, so if it's sunny and the wind picks up, we might be able to get at the wheat. It got drier, so I don't know if it probably picked up that much moisture, but anyways, we got puddles, but like I said, it didn't register in my gauge in town, so I don't think we had a lot of rain. I'm gonna go do some chores, and while this dryer's drying, then once it's done, hop in the sprayer, fill it up, do a rinse on the sprayer, and then we will go do some spraying, get caught up on some spraying. So the wet bin's empty. Now I'm just gonna finish drying what's left in the dryer, unload it, and
should be ready to go when we get fired back up. I'm not going to unload the 2 wagons in the shed because, well, for the most part, that won't really do anything. Like, it needs to be dried, but it's 15, and if we get started tomorrow back up again, I'd like to put that stuff in the bottom. That way, if it is a little bit wetter, it doesn't want to stick to the sides of the wet bin. This stuff cleaned out fine, but you always run that risk in it's sticking to the sides. So I'd put that nice drier wheat in there, get the dryer rolling, and then we can start drying, and we'll do the same thing again. So I'm gonna get the sprayer rinsed out. I don't think I can go to the field yet, but it needs to be done because what I'm going to spray, I got to spray one of our hay fields and 2 little fields for another guy. So get the sprayer rinsed. I think I might slip to town and get a jug of bleach and just do a proper clean out in between. I'll need 2 jugs because when I get done spraying this hay, then I gotta re-rinse the sprayer out and get everything set up to do fungicide on the soybeans. So I'm just gonna slip to town and grab a couple jugs of bleach. We'll rinse the sprayer out and see what it's like in a couple hours to go do some spraying, because we did get a little bit of rain, but it's like a heavy dew and the sun hasn't come out yet. It's supposed to come out this afternoon, so we might get at that this afternoon. Sprayer's all squeaky clean, just waiting for that to hit temp, and then I'll shut the burner off and we'll start to unload it, and yeah, we'll be done drying wheat for a little bit. It's getting late enough in the day and the sun still isn't out. I don't think we're gonna get at wheat. It'll probably be tomorrow we'll get at wheat. I'm hoping we can get done there and move down and start at another farm. And while we're getting moved and started at that other farm, I'll just fire the dryer up. We're gonna have to maybe do something. Joe might have to do something tomorrow morning. Get that pipe so that we can receive wheat and dry at the same time. And I'll climb the bin and see how full it is. I checked it this morning. It had covered the doors, so we got 2 rings in it, but it's combed up. So we got 3 rings left. And that bin holds 11,000 bushels. And if the next field of wheat runs just as good, we're gonna have to switch to another bin to finish drying the wheat, or finish wheat harvest. I'm hoping that I don't have to switch the bin. I can get it all on wheels, and then we'll switch bins, and then we got 35 acres down on my father-in-law's to do. Might do that Wednesday, or it's supposed to turn wet, but who knows with this forecast. We're getting just enough rains to be a pain in the butt, but not enough rains that, okay, we're done for a bit, we can do other stuff. It's just enough rain that you don't want to get involved too much in a project that then you got to go get wheat and you got a project half finished. So anyways, let's go check the dryer temp, and then might slip to town and grab a coffee and a snack, because I was up till 12 o'clock last night watching the dryer. I was up late the night before, and this wheat dust and stuff has got me all congested. Should be wearing a dust mask. I might tell Joe he's in the city to pick up some dust masks. If we're working around this wheat, it's so dusty. But anyways, go check the dryer, get it emptying.
I want to make sure it's nice and dry, because the bottom of the dryer will be over dry now, but the top won't hardly be dried. But it'll all mix through, and when it gets in the bin, and then hopefully leave the fan on the bin for a bit, make sure the wheat's cooled, and take that excess moisture off, pull the rest of it out, and we'll just see what the weather does. Hopefully we can get at this wheat. Alright guys, just got home. I didn't get up to too much this afternoon. I did sprayed a little bit of hay for some annuals, rinsed the sprayer out so it's ready for soybean fungicide. Delivered a load of straw to a guy that we custom combine for, because probably weren't going to get to combining his stuff till later in the week, and then they got some rain, so he was going to be short some straw, and we had some straw baled. So I got him some straw, and we'll just grab some straw back from him in return. And then since we got fresh, new, nice, clean wheat straw, we bedded the calf barn up with the new straw. They were happy, and we put a bale in for the stockers, because hopefully they're going to finish up the cattle yard this week. So we're going to have to lock them up in the barn to make sure that they're not messing with the crew when they're doing the concrete and getting manure or licking the concrete. So anyways guys, that'll wrap up this video. We'll catch up with you guys with day 2 of wheat harvest. And yeah, getting excited and getting back in the field and getting in under the gun with the weather. But anyways guys, till next time, keep her between the ditches.